Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome. I am Dr. Kamran Sandhu from the Research Incubation for Sustainable Development. In today's video, you will learn how to write theoretical and practical implications for a research paper or thesis. Presentation layout. We will go through theoretical and practical implications in research work, defining a research paper, what are the implications in a research paper, types of implications like theoretical implications, practical implications, then writing the right implication, and finally conclusion. Defining a research paper. A research paper is essentially an extended essay in which you must present your own explanation, assessment, or arguments. Implications represent one of the most significant part of a research paper. It is where you get to discuss your results and the entirety of all that it stands for. When writing implications, it is expected that you address your results, conclusion, outcome, and future expectations. If there is a need for it, finally. In simpler terms, implication contain the effect that your research may have on future research, policy decisions, or on the appropriate field of your research. It is therefore important to say that, in a way, every research paper, regardless of their fields of study, boils down to the implication of the findings. So, let's say you are done with all the researches that need to be done as regards a research paper. You have written your thesis, and all your paper guidelines are in the place, and you have your results or findings on the ground. These results of findings are significant in their own ways, they have their implications. But then, how do you go about documenting these implications? Well, it all boils down to the type of implication that we are talking about here. This is why the types of implications will be discussed now. But before that, we will understand this slide. A research implication is the logical connection between a condition and its outcome. Before you write an implication on a research paper, take your time to go back and read the significance of the study. What potential did you think the data may provide when you were proposing your study? Now that you have your data, has your perspective changed? You should consider these themes on your implication section. Step back and remember the problems you aligned to the purpose, which led to your research questions, then methodology. Here comes practical implications. There are two types of implications. One is theoretical and another one is practical. Theoretical implication. An informed guess is a theory in the context of science. When an anticipated outcome happens over and over, a theory is said to be established. But it's still a theory until it's proven. However, the theory is based on logic, and so it is often believed that anticipated outcome is more likely than just relying on a coin-like probability. It involves putting together some observations and then extracting a set of guidelines from them that regulate the activities of the subject and the energy engaged in the observation. Usually, you can see from the details of a theory that it can be applied beyond the range of conditions under which the original observations were made. So, if you are looking for a phenomenon outside the range of the conditions, but streamlined to the rules that the theory proposes, then implications will have to come in. In theoretical implications, your findings are either confirming a theory or it is debunking. If your findings are in line with the theory to which your research is based, it is confirmed. But if it is not, then it is falsified. So there are 9 points I have explained. The first point is theory is based on logic. Number 2, some observations and guidelines are required. Number 3, regulating the activities, the research activities. Number 4, sometimes things are beyond the range of the conditions. Number 5, outside the range of conditions. Then comes implications will come out and you will find confirmation of a theory or debunking. And if everything is in line with findings, then it will be confirmed, or if not, it will be falsified. Here comes practical implications. The outcome or end result that occurs when specific events take place is known as practical implication of the event. Practical in this context relates to real outcomes of an event, whereas implication relates to the logical association between the event and the result. An example of a practical implication is a student who doesn't want to do his homework. Another practical implication using the same model is that the same student is not doing things he should be doing at home. Based on these factors, the outcome or implication is that the student will fail to finish the homework and he will also be punished by his parents. Practical implications are based on logic and reasoning. They are found in everyday life as in the above example. Practical implications are also valuable to people in certain professional fields such as medicine, science, engineering, as these professionals can translate their findings into ways of making meaningful social changes and improvement. Practical implications are also based on reason and rationale, whether applied in personal situations or in professional settings. Public transport engineering is one of the examples. For example, engineers can conduct a local area study to determine the volume of people walking to work as opposed to driving or taking public transportation. They may then determine based on the research that more individuals want to take public transport instead of walking or driving to a job, but they do not currently have enough public transport accessibility, so they can recommend further changes. So under practical implications, there are 6 key points. First one is it is outcome or end result based. It relies on real outcomes of an event. There is a logical association. Events and the result are connected. There is a logic and reasoning, and finally reasoning and rationale works in practical implications. This slide is giving the comparison what I have explained in my previous slides, so you can take help as well. Here comes writing the right implications. So there are 5 points. Number 1, make a list of most compelling claims your study makes about its subject. So the findings, what your study is suggesting. Number 2, consider if the study tackles a problem or omission. So you will highlight that your research is giving some solution to a problem or not. Number 3, when you make your list of accomplishments, consider how would you write about them when answering the question, so what? So how to explain your findings, how to write your implication. This is an art and needs practice. Number 4, connect your contribution to the scholar's work. Whatever is previous work like research work or literature review, you have to connect your findings with the previous work. It will be a more authentic way to prove your study. Will your result pave the way for future, or will it necessitate further investigation? It means that you have done a research work, there is a solution, whether it is applicable, generalizable, or there is a need to do more research in this regard. So once you will start writing the right implications, you have to understand these 5 points and then start writing. So here is the conclusion. Number 1, the implication of the results is the conceptual connection. Keep it in mind, conceptual connection in between your research study and its conclusion. Like you have started with an idea and you have reached to a certain solution, they must be conceptually connected. Number 2, before writing an implication on the research paper, go back and read the context of the analysis again. Means go and read the literature. Number 2, before writing an implication on the research paper, go back and read the context of the analysis again. So you have to focus on the context. Number 3, consider this. When you proposed your study, what opportunity did you expect the results to provide? What benefit your study is giving to society or the specific sector for which you have done some research? Number 4, has your perspective changed now that you have the facts? It means that you started with an assumption, with hypothesis. Now you have reached a logical conclusion. Now, what is your thinking pattern? Have you accepted the results? Your mindset has been changed or not? Number 5, these topics, themes should be addressed in the segment on your participation. So you have to write it down in a proper research paper pattern, and it should be visible enough. Thank you very much. Please advise your feedback for improvement in the comment box. Is this video lecture explained the concept well or not? Please give me the suggestion. So if you need some more detail and some more method of explanation, I can work on that as well. Thank you very much. Subscribe for more videos. Best of luck.